what a beautiful way to start our program today. There's always hope. Little matter how dark, we often say that the night is darkest before dawn. Our focus today is on the addiction era. Addiction, not a respecter of persons. It can impact anyone, irrespective of status, age, or gender. When we talk about addiction, we're often thinking about a dependency on substance or abuse. Do you know about digital addiction or behavioral addiction? But our focus today on the show is more about the far-reaching and long-lasting consequences of addiction.
Absolutely, Thelma. Our modern world seems to be wired to get all of us hooked, from the glow of our screens to the bottles on the table, from the social media scrolls to the silent battles with drugs, gambling, and even unhealthy relationships.
Indeed, patience. And it is important that we acknowledge that addiction is on the increase. We can also acknowledge that it impacts individuals, it impacts families as well as communities. And if not addressed as soon as possible, the consequences will last much longer than expected.
Yeah, the consequences are usually grave. And I would like to say that modernity has multifaceted ways and of multifaceted issues that has paved the way for addiction. And that is why, none more than ever, we must find a very realistic and far-reaching solution to this problem. I am Patience Eloyi Abba, and this is your favorite weekend show, Weekend Deal, coming to you from the network service of the NTA. We are also live on TikTok and Instagram at NTA Live.
You can also catch us on
Network.
YouTube at NTA Live. So Instagram and TikTok is at NTA Network. We must also address that culture of silence. Perhaps it's because of the stigma. And along with you today on Weekend Deal, we can differentiate between healthy enjoyment and what is unhealthy dependence, abuse, and addiction. My name is Thelma Obase.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, it is your favorite weekend show, Weekend Deal. And like we said, coming to you live from the network service of the NTA. Today we are looking at addiction. And we're unpacking the psychological traps, the societal pressures that can lead to addiction. The big question here is, who is an addict? Can we, as normal people, get addicted? And if you are, what are you addicted to? Don't worry, don't bother answering, because Jane has got us covered. Jane, what did you hear?
I was addicted to soft drink, Coca-Cola in particular, but now I switched to water because water is better.
I'm addicted to music. I love listening to songs. It makes me happy, even when I'm sad.
I'm addicted to my job, and I love my job. I love the way I do it, even though the job is not well paid, but I'm addicted to the job.
Granules. I love chewing my mouth. And I don't want to start chewing gum all over the places. So what I do, anywhere I go to and I see granite, I buy it.
Oh yes, I'm addicted to my phone, and I'm addicted to it. I'm not doing wrong things on my phone either. I use it to learn a lot.
Okay, great one, Jane. It's always great to hear what Nigerians are thinking and doing. So from the groundnut to the coffee people, let us answer our name. Okay, Jane did not stop there. She also has a mini documentary where she's talking to an expert, I presume. Jane, please show us.
In 2025, addiction wears a new face. It is no longer just needles and battles or what happened to other people. It is also not just about what you use. It is about what you can stop using. What you feel lost without. It is also what controls you when no one is watching. That feel-good chemical that makes people crave another hit of attention, approval, or adrenaline. Addiction today may look clean, digital, and socially accepted, but the damage is no less real.
When this individual is bogged down by the consequences of substance abuse, they are not able to engage in any productive thing that could help the family. And on the other hand, siphoning the resources of the family, distracting other members of the family who are supposed to engage in other productive activities, because all focus will be on this individual to serving the individual to rescue the person, or even to, apart from that, the psychological effect that alone causes or leads to some trauma in the lives of family members.
The gambler who feels empty after losing a bet, the teenager gaming through the night, the screen swipes, subscription and endless scrolls, the influencer chasing likes but losing peace. It is what happens when we reach for our phones the moment we wake up and can't put them down. The food and drink addicts. The human brain can't always tell the difference. It is stuck with the need for more stimulation, more of what can aid the escape process from the loudness of pain, trouble, increasing poverty rate, and sadness. But what happens when you can't stop, even when it hurts? Awareness to Global Health Campaign is here to be recognized. This is a global threat.
It's a whole of society approach to get everybody involved. Everybody has their own sphere of influence. Use your sphere of influence. That's what all about a whole of society approach, to get everybody involved so that we can continue to talk to people about it, sensitize them about it, and take advantage of every space, every opportunity we have to talk to people about it, so that because prevention, they say, is better than cure.
So maybe the question isn't just what counts as addiction in 2025, but what are we all addicted to without even realizing? Rethink the habit, reclaim the mind.
Thank you so much, Jane. It's just beautiful. It's just scary, I should have said first, to know that addiction goes beyond just the bottles and the needles, and that, and again, that anybody can be addicted to something. I mean, she said she was addicted to granules. And then somebody goes ahead to say she's addicted to coffee. So we need, like Thelma said, we should all answer our names and look inward and stop thinking that they are addicts. But to let us know more about addiction, I'm happy to say that we have our guest in the house, and it's my honor to introduce a beautiful Sadatu Adamu. She is the founder and executive director, Secure the Future International Initiative. Let's see her profile.
We welcome you very warmly today, Sadatu, to Weekendale, as we talk about the addiction era. For all we know and for what we're learning today, everyone may be culpable, but where do we go from here? Let's introduce our next guest. He is Ibrahim Yusuf, and there's a whole lot. But what is important is that he's an anti-substance abuse crusader, and has been doing it for many, many years, and has made inroad and impact. His profile will tell us more.
Sir, you're welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. I'll begin with you because they just saw your profile. Who would you describe as an addict? What would be your definition? Who is an addict?
Someone who is overdue or subdued by something, whether drugs, whether phone, whether food. Immediately you are subdued, you are addicted to that thing. That's the simple.
Subdued.
Yeah, subdued.
Can you give us more detail?
Yeah, you don't have power of your own. You cannot do without that thing. So you are subdued with that. So it's a force. So anyone who is subdued is an addict to that thing that's overtook or takes over him.
Okay. Let me ask you, Sadatu. You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
Wow. And if I'm going through any kind of turmoil or turbulence, faces like yours will be very welcome near me because already you endear us to you. You have a very comforting and welcoming aura around you. Thank you for joining us on Weekend Deal today.
Thank you for having me.
The addiction era. What we learn, what we read about tells us in a frightening way that addictions are on the increase. Should we be worried?
Yes, we should be worried because I was just reading an article that was published by NDLEA and it says in 2030 we'll be having 40% of youths struggling with that's just one part of addiction, drugs. So imagine what others are going through in different ways, just like we've heard, coffee, Coca-Cola and all of that, So there are a lot of things that people are really addicted to, and we have to talk about it because it's really alarming. It is.
Okay, are there things that are making people are now getting more? Is it the societal pressure? Is it the stress? For example, women, I said women, sorry, but a lot of this addiction to food. A lot of women say food is comforting. Is it because of the stress people are going through? Why are more people getting addicted?
So, addiction, I'll say that it's not just alcohol and drugs, but we have the behavioral addiction. So it means that people find themselves struggling with one thing or the other. Somehow, it's either to numb a pain, somehow it's either to, just keep moving. When they say autopilot, you just keep moving. There's something that just makes you feel a certain way. Somehow it could be societal. Somehow it could be peer pressure. It could be biological or genetic. It could just be something, So there are a whole lot of, factors that get people in that space where, they become addicted to, one habit or, or the other.
Okay. Ibrahim, before we talk about rehabilitation, treatment, and the role of family and society, let's look to triggers. I know, for example, that many of us take coffee so that if you want to work late, or sometimes you watch a movie late or you stayed late. Some people have big families and it actually never stops. So you find yourself, you're awake early in the morning. Before you know it, you start taking coffee. You could start small, and before you know, you're increasing the amount. But tell us, for the ones that, will we say some are not having as much negative consequences as others, but what are the triggers? Are there things we can avoid so that we can move away from some of these addictions? Because in the long run, even the coffee has its own story.
True. Just like Dr. rightly mentioned, we have triggers towards addiction. Now, some community, family, and let me talk around drugs and then alcohol itself.
Okay.
And when you have a family where you have access, or the children have access to alcohol in the where we call wine bars in the family. Definitely they see people taking it without any consequences and then no cautions. Definitely it will be easier for them to get involved into that. And then when you go to our local communities as well, where they do these local breweries, where children of tender ages can have a test. Some take it like kununzaki, kununzaki and all stuff. So they grow into that and then they become addicted. And when you talk about coffee, that notion in school especially that when you want to read well through the night and everything, you need to take cola nut or take coffee. These are triggering factors towards those addictions. And when it gets to our system, actually, in our brain we have what we call the dopamine. That's a receptive factor of our system. So dopamine now is what makes you to feel like I want to eat food, I want to drink water, I want to sleep. So addiction now takes over that aspect of life.
But there will always be examinations. There will always be critical steps we want to take in our life. We will always work late. Are you now saying we should do without coffee totally?
It's mental.
Where do we draw the line between how much is healthy, how much of it is not?
When you say you want to work hard, you want to do this, you want to achieve so many things, you need health. You need sound health, actually, to achieve those things. You need a sound mind to achieve anything you want to achieve in life. So now what you need to do is the issue of discipline. When you discipline yourself, you don't have to be into coffee to achieve what you want to achieve. You don't have to be into drugs to achieve what you want to achieve. But when you are disciplined, this is what you want to do. Definitely you work towards that. And then I can tell you that it's easier for one to achieve no matter what it is. Like the story of the Bible, the Tower of Babel, they were not in drugs, but determination, discipline, they were about achieving what they wanted or what they planned before God intervened or distracted their plans. So you don't have to get that. And the same thing also in the issue of Samson, also in the scripture, how woman actually distracted him and put out what he's supposed to do. So you don't have to discipline. If you have discipline, you have focus, you'll achieve without getting involved into all those things.
Okay, so with discipline, maybe something would have overcome the woman.
Absolutely.
So Delilah was the addiction.
That kind of addiction.
Woman addiction.
Yeah.
Okay, now joining our conversation is NTA ETV leaders, and they'll be looking at the hidden influences of addiction.
Behind every addiction lies a story of pain, struggle, and survival. Addiction is a multifaceted issue that impacts millions globally. The digital age has further complicated this landscape, with smartphones, social media, and the internet fueling addiction through dopamine releases, triggering compulsive behaviors. Trauma, perhaps, is the most significant factor that fuels addiction. Meet Nkechi Gideon, a survivor of online gaming addiction, whose addiction was influenced by her past traumatic ordeal.
As I struggled to cope with the aftermath, I found myself drawn to online gaming as a means of escape. What initially started as a harmless pastime soon got into an addiction that consumed my life. The virtual world offered a sense of control and escape that I desperately craved. I spent hours gaming online, forgetting about my troubles. However, as time passed, my gaming habits began to take a toll on my life. I started to neglect my responsibilities and overall well-being. I've sought help from professionals and discovered healthy coping mechanisms that worked for me.
When somebody is isolated, that relationship is so essential, and the way human being is wired, you must interact. So if you are not interacting with a human being, you will interact with something else. It's either you are interacting with substance or you are interacting with smartphone and all these other devices, and you became so addicted to it.
Peer pressure plays a significant role in shaping an individual's behavior, particularly during adolescence. The desire to fit in, be accepted, and have a sense of belonging can lead individuals to engage in addictive behaviors. Some individuals are lured into social media in the quest to meet social standards set by peer pressure. This is Helen Ope, an undergraduate who was caught up in the web of social media.
I remember when I joined social media back then as a young child, I became so hooked to it, to the point that I felt that social media was just all fun and games. It was a fun way for me to connect to my family and friends, but that was not the case. I became so irresistible that if I don't join social media, I would feel so anxious, so bored, so lonely, so depressed, that if I don't join social media in a day, I could literally die. Even my friends, when it comes to class activity, when it comes to important events in the society, they will never rely on me because they felt that I was just interested in anything that is called social media. To the point that I started comparing my own life to other people on social media, especially if my own lifestyle was not meeting up to the matches of celebrities, prominent people in the society. Even up to this very moment, I still find myself struggling with it.
So if they are outside their comfort zone, they are vulnerable. For such children, when peers come to them, they are not used to it. To push them away, they can only do a little. But after a while, they want to belong as well. And before you know it, they will be influenced one way or the other. So, and the issue there is when we are raising our children, we should aim to raise a balanced child.
Modern gaming online addiction cannot be ignored, with thousands of individuals, both old and young, addicted to it. Nevertheless, the key is in the use of technology systems. Whether they be digital platforms or social networks, they can have a profound impact on human behavior. While many systems are designed with the best intentions, they can sometimes quietly and unintentionally push people towards addiction.
They have smartphone. The first time they will experience may not be that they went there intentionally. It may be a pop-up on their phone. They try to, and they are inquisitive. And many of their adverts has a lot of loud, noisy, with colorful things, showing you people that are glamorized with gold, their money and everything. So when they pop up, they will try and see what is there. Trying to see what is there, just clicking it, they will give you, for that you are just entering to check, you have a bonus of so amount. They will push something to you. So I have bonus of so amount. And the guy follow what they said, and he got credited. Yeah. So they have welcomed it. And that's why many of them got involved unintentionally.
To break the cycle of addiction, we must recognize its signs and cultivate environments that nurture emotional well-being and healthy coping strategies. By prioritizing support and understanding, we can empower individuals to overcome addiction and thrive.
kind of neighbor Austin. This kind of Austin neighbor. Wow.
It's a beautiful kind.
He's had a beautiful decade.
Yeah.
You know, little doubt, he got interested like a decade ago, and he capitalized on that passion such that today the world can celebrate the man called Austin Nebo and his impact on society. I know why we can smile. Amidst some of the discourse we're having that can be serious and have consequences, we can smile because there's always hope.
Yeah.
There's always hope. So as I smile now at Sadat, you know, I know I'm going to get some enlightening gist. There's a reason why we talk, so that those who don't know can know, learn, and do better. When we know better, hopefully we'll do better. We've admitted that addiction is on the rise in different spheres. But for the main part, we are often concerned with the one that has far-reaching implications on the individual, can affect your study life, your work life, your marriage, your relationships in the workplace and in the community. And oftentimes we lean towards drug abuse and alcohol or other substance abuse. Is there hope in terms of the rehabilitation centers? And who is to take notes and let the person go there? Because we find that many people who have these challenges or this dependency on substances are living their normal life. We're just going there. Today, somebody's up, somebody's down, we're just there, assimilating, changing our attitudes to suit their nuances and their experiences. At what point do we say, can we go there? Who should even say it? Is it the person? Is it our society? Is it family? Is it the colleagues?
So it's important to know that sometimes an individual who is struggling with drug use or, alcohol, finds it very difficult to believe that he has a problem or she has a problem. So it means that family members would have to find a way to, get this person into the space where he or she can seek help. However, there's this thing called stigma. So families are also hiding. Nobody wants to talk about what they're experiencing. Nobody wants to go for any rehabilitation. Nobody just wants to talk about his family ordeals. So it's important that one of the major things we can do to allow people really come out of their struggles is continue to create awareness. Let's talk about this. Let's normalize the conversation. It's so difficult, but we have to normalize it. We have to get to that point where people just see it as, okay, is maybe like malaria. So I give you an example why we need to normalize it. Drug abuse or substance abuse, it's a brain disease. And so it's something that we need to understand, that you don't even need to start it, because once you start it, it leads you to something else which you can live with for, just manage it for the rest of your life. So it's important that we normalize the conversation so people see that, oh, it is a brain disease. The fact that an individual tried it, unfortunately, he's stuck with it. Just like Doctor said here, there's this thing called dopamine, the rewarding system.
Yeah.
The basic things that you feel good about, this thing takes over. So it's important that we normalize the conversation.
So prevention is even better.
Very, very important. Yes, let's keep talking about it. Let's create awareness. Let's go to all of the places that we need to just get people to talk about it. And to be honest with you, it's about you. Who really cares about what you're going through? Nobody. Everybody's about his life. So stigma, yeah, is one of the things, but seeking help, very important. So we just need to normalize the conversation.
Before Thema went where she went, I was going to come to a place, like you just said, nobody really cares. And how do we as individuals, let's say, we watch shows where women grow to 600 pounds, and they grow to that point, people shout. So self-recognition is what my concern is. I think I'm taking this thing too much. I think I'm addicted to this site. I think, at what can people do to self-recognize? Are they in denial? The first question would be, are people in denial when they are addicted to these habits? Or you would answer that, and I also want...
yes, so sometimes people are in denial, but to be honest with you again, there are people that will say, I need help. I'm tired. I've had a couple of people send messages, send video calls, just tell you how what they're doing to help themselves and how you can also play a role, you know, to also support them. So many people come out to say, I need help. But for others, they struggle. And I will always say, stigma is a big thing that will not always allow people come out. So,
but let's talk about the rehabilitation itself.
Let me just quickly react to that, let's say.
We're just recycling the responses. Okay, I want to talk about the rehabilitation, but add your response to hers and take us to the rehab.
Okay.
Are we succeeding there? When we get there, what happens?
You know, when you talk about rehabilitation, do we have enough rehabilitation centers? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. And then the answer is no. I can tell you I work within the 19 northern states and the FCT. And if you are to count the whole of Gombe, we have one. The whole of Adamawa, we have one. You go to Maiduguri, you go to other places. So mostly people make use of the neuropsychiatric hospital, which a lot of people don't want because of stigma, as she rightly mentioned of. So we don't have enough rehab centers. So when we talk about now, what we are trying to do from our own part is what we call family stroke community rehabilitation, where when somebody needs help, we can help him within the community, within the family. And you cannot rehabilitate someone without a strong family support. That's just the truth. Until the person is ready, before. I was ready, 2002, I mean. I was ready, and then I got the help, and I became free. So you need a strong, the first rehab center that people need is the family. When you have the strong family tie, the love, the care, kill stigma. You know, when it's not the issue when somebody, something got lost, it's just a person, you know, if assuming you did not get involved into this, your life could have been this, you know, repeating or bringing back what happened at the past and all stuff.
Within the family,
Yes. So now coming to the community also, where when you just come, look at him, you know, and then there is this kind of strength, or will I call it, that triggers those who are involved into that. When they look at you and you smile, they get angry, they feel like these people are talking about me. So because stigma is there, so we have to create that awareness. Is very, very important, because 1 naira spent in awareness will save 10,000 naira in treatment. So when we are able to prevent, it will actually reduce that, and then we'll not talk more of rehabilitation.
Okay. Please, can you also talk about, can you just talk about your experience? You said you were free in 2002, and that caught my attention. What were you addicted, if you don't mind? What were you addicted to? I'm sure a lot of people are watching, and that could be a freeing or a path to recovery.
Yes. It started when we have friends, and then somebody will give you something because you're in a group of guys, and they are doing something, and you are given the opportunity to experiment the first day. And when you experimented, you know, you have to feel the system will change immediately. Because these are chemicals, so when they get into the system, it will destabilize
so was it drug or what?
Yes. So experimenting for the first time, and you feel sober. Everybody that is experiment the first time must feel sober. And then feeling sober, and then the same guys will come and tell you that, no, it's because this and that, you know, they ginger you, they kind of motivate you to go into it, that when you do the second one, the third one, you'll be okay and all stuff. And before you understand, it takes over you, the addiction comes in. And mine, actually, I started with marijuana, just a small puff, and then second puff, third puff, and gradually it was not strong enough. I have to look for something that will make it stronger in the system. And graduating from there to become a dealer. Yeah, so, but family support from another place that I don't know them. We are not from the same community, not from the same state, but the person who saw something in me helped me because he spoke to me, continued to counsel, continued to talk to me until I was like, yeah, this is not the life I'm supposed to be living. And
Well,
immediately...
how did it affect your normal life?
It did.
What were
because,
the changes? What was obvious to the public?
Yeah, one, separated me with my family.
Oh, my goodness.
So you stopped going home?
I had to leave the state. I left my state to another state, and education affected my education, affected almost everything. And one thing I do tell people is that when you get involved, if you're not lucky, it's either you die or you survive, but there must be a scar in you. Like my own is my eye. This is not how I was born.
Okay, what happened to your eye?
Yeah, when you are in that...
very well now.
I see. But when you are in the jungle, fight and all stuff, and, so pressures and whatever, you find some people who come out with a lot of sicknesses and then diseases. And, yeah, it was a wonderful experience and a terrible one as well. Yeah, wonderful in such a way that when you started, you feel like you are at the top of the world.
Yes.
But terrible when you get to understand how you wasted your life, how you wasted your health, how you get involved in things that are not healthy.
How long were you hooked on?
For almost more than 15 years.
More than 15 years.
Awesome.
Perhaps this is where we now even draw that allusion again that we often say a village trains a child. Now a village should have its eyes open and vigilant to support and to lift, because somebody that helped you is not from your immediate family.
Absolutely.
But your family was more worried often than the stigma
That's
it
true.
will bring upon them. Well, we have our dear Wantana who's been doing something about addiction, and from a personal angle too. And what I keep saying, it takes an uncommon amount of courage to do what you're doing and also to do what, Wantana is going to be sharing with the world. My producer has said we should thank you for coming on the show and to thank you for being so open and so enlightening in a way that we can all take something away. Wow, thank you so much. And thank God, thank God, thank God.
Sure.
Thank God.
Thank you.
Breaking the silence.
Yes.
Wantana is with us on that. Breaking the silence is a critical step to saving the lives of many in Nigeria. Wantana, please take it from here.
City of Abuja, life moves like a race. Everyone chasing time, chasing dreams. But for many, addiction is a chronic brain disease that rewires the mind, trapping people in harmful habits. Narrowed to substance abuse, it's a dangerous dependence on drugs or alcohol that destroys health, families, and futures. NDLEA record shows over 14% of Nigerians have tried substances, and more than 300 people enter rehab in Abuja each year. Along Airport Road Expressway lies the Lubi Federal Housing Estate, where I live and step out each day for my daily hustle. It is also the place where my addiction collapsed me, and the dream I was chasing was cut short. I am IB Wantana, a recovering addict and a creative director with the NTA. Early in 2025, I laughed with my friends, certain I could handle it. I was wrong. The high hit me like a storm. My friends tried to hold me, but the water pulled me under. Darkness, silence, nothing. Laying helpless by the pool. Back home, the story spread. My neighbors saw it all. The reckless night, the shame, the things I can't erase.
My first experience with your addiction was the day you climbed on this tank. Yes, I was hearing somebody talking from my own apartment. I was just hearing voice I said, who is this person? Who was this person talking to? So I looked through the window. I saw you on the overhead tank with your Mafian shoes. And you were talking non-stop. I said, who were you referring to? Who were you talking to? So I had to call my husband to come and talk to you and all that. And I would say that day it wasn't funny for me because I got scared.
Even work wasn't safe. I stumbled into the office, drunk, forcing my way towards my boss until someone stopped me.
I may not be able to spill it just the way it was because even up until now, I'm sure there are people who are still stigmatizing you for what it was. Yes, I completely believe because I know with all that you displayed, you went to the hospital, we were able to accommodate and understand because we know that's not you that we know. We knew you, when you were sober. We were at the time also knowing you when you were not very sober. So we know that that's not originally you, and that if whatever that is pushing you is removed, and you will be able to be a better person and a better contributor to nation building. And well enough, you told yourself the truth.
Possession is an offense, is a criminal offense in the law as it is today. But then, at the level of the agency, in line with global best practices, what the agency has done is when we go out for raids, for arrests, and we seize illicit substances and we arrest offenders, we bring them to the office to actually profile the individuals to see indeed whether there are certain people at the place of arrest who are just mere users. When they are profiled, investigated, and discover that based on established parameters or protocols set by the agency, will then determine whether indeed such individuals are those that need help.
I checked into the Federal Neuropsychiatric Hospital in Kaduna. 3 months of rehab, 3 months of breaking and rebuilding. I was blessed with a strong support system. My family, my dear colleagues, that made a huge difference for me.
I'm not perfect, but I'm not where I used to be. For anyone still in the race, the way forward is clear. Accept the fact that you need help. Cut off triggers, stay close to the right people, and watch the power of God break those chains. Peace out. One love.
Wow.
Our own Wantana.
So, Patience, take it from here.
Oh.
We have another guest.
Okay, Wantara, thank you. We are so happy. We are proud of you. We'll continue to support you. And I mean, that's what it's all about. One for all for one. Now, joining the conversation now, it's somebody that has experience in that field. And that's because he's a registered mental health nurse. He's a specialist. He is Abdullahi Egwa. Let's see his profile.
Welcome to Weekend Deal.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you join us.
My pleasure.
The reason we can smile, like I always say, because there's hope. And hope starts and continues where you have support. Even just a listen. Wantana talks to us a lot. When he's going through, during the process, after, I think that constant talking has a way it unburdens. And is a very good take-off point. We're also talking about breaking the silence. This silent suffering, silent handling has not brought us so much help, assistance, or furthered our cause. How is this culture of silence impacting treatment and impacting our forward movement in when we talk about the addiction era, like one that we're facing now?
Thank you very much. The culture of silence actually over time shows that the entire family of the victim are bottled up in internal pressure. They are worried, there are a lot of crises internally that affect the normal family functioning. The usual cohesive relationship that exists is at the surface. And over time, it produces a lot of psychophysiological reaction where the parents, for instance, if it's a child who is into drugs or behavioral addiction, you will find out that these parents could snowball into health issues, can also result into economic setback, and sometimes a suicide tendencies could come in from the part of the victim who was supposed to have been assisted by way of opening up, seeking help, and looking out for the best solution. So it is a very, very disservice to ourselves if we have such problem and we, for fear of stigmatization, and we decide that we are keeping silence on it. Talk to someone. Ask somebody who knows what to do. Your neighbors, your colleague at work, in the church, in the mosque, you could talk to somebody who can lead you to the appropriate point of help.
Okay, so I still want to come back to you, and my question would be, are there actually drugs? I'm talking from a very clinical approach now, a medical. Are there drugs that can help? Are there drugs that you people who are mental health nurses, or is it only psychological help? Or are there drugs you can take and actually begin the process of getting better?
Well, I've heard one of the guests spoke earlier. The drug issue is a psycho-mental issue. It's not a physical problem as such.
So what I mean is, if somebody who has this problem comes to you, are there drugs you can give to the person that the person can get better?
We give drug to control other related effects. But the real detox will be one abstaining from the drugs itself, being willing from the part of the individual to stop the drugs. And then sometimes we could use maybe sauna therapy, whom we use, it's a form of heat. You put an individual in, you give him a large volume of fluid while he's inside the sauna bath. You increase the heat as he could tolerate to an extent where he sweats profusely and replace with, you could maybe take up to 5 liters or more than 7 liters at a go while under that therapy. Because the kidneys, the skin, everywhere you are being pressured to force out these drugs out of the system. But for drugs, we give drugs to control behavioral issues. We do drugs to calm the individual, because if somebody is, for instance, in alcohol abuse and has reported to the hospital for 72 hours, he or she did not have opportunity to take that alcohol, there will be withdrawal effect. And as such, you must give something that will look like substituting the impact of the absence of that alcohol by using drugs that will calm the central nervous system and give the individual opportunity to be able to stay and attend to and accept your treatment module. Otherwise, your patient can die out of,
the withdrawal symptoms.
Withdrawal symptoms
can kill.
For instance, that of alcohol could be so severe. They could go into convulsion. They could go into a lot of physical effects that you could see and know that, look, this person is in a serious, precarious situation. So it is not a one-stop shop where you think there's a drug, you just give somebody and he stopped taking drugs. Even for smoking, the pseudo-cigarette is just used sometimes because the hand is used to hang up and hold something. Now you go into the pseudo cigarette so that the individual, that does not contain nicotine and other harmful substance as it is supposed to be in conventional cigarette and other smoking agents. But at the end of the day, the individual must be willing to depart from that habit. Otherwise, even if you substitute with pseudo cigarette, it's a temporary
Were they still
measure.
using the nicotine patch?
Well, it's available, but it's not readily available as such. To get it, for instance, in Abuja, you have to run so many stops before you could get such stops, and it's not cheap either. So,
but the self-treatment, do you promote self-treatment? Do you promote self-help? Must everybody come to seek professional help? Can you say, I can heal? Perhaps Sadatu, can you help us with that? Can you say, like Patience talked about self-recognition, that's accepting I have a problem. Even if your family is not listening, your friends are not listening, you admit, I don't like what I'm becoming or what I'm doing. I want to start to make a change today. Can you start from yourself?
I'll say from experience, listening to people that have gone through that process without going to seek any help. Yeah, there are a couple of people that have done that. So just like you said, dealing with anyone struggling with substance, right? It's not one size fits all. So that means some people would have walked through the process without any counseling, rehabilitation. They just, resulted to something different, which is, it could be spiritual, prayers and all of that, and it has worked for them. For others, they just had to go through the process, so it's different for people. But I've heard a couple of people say to me, I didn't go to any rehab and I'm doing very well. But it's just one out of maybe 15, that will say that to you. But most times people really go to rehab to also, just go on with the process.
People ought to.
Yeah.
Well, not as many as should are going. That's why we have the challenge.
Yeah, but
we
one
have
of the reasons, again,
we have the crime and criminality.
Yes.
We have the mental rage.
That's right.
People acting out publicly and privately. Families breaking up. The lack of the support system, saying we've had enough. Patience, you want to take us to our next package?
Okay. The next package is from the sport. Okay. We're going to Kano for our next package. They are willing and eager to join the conversation. Ente Kano, take it away.
They will have to accept the fact that they have problem and that they need help. Until and unless they accept that, whatever you will do to that individual, it will be meaningless.
Depending on the level at which drug addiction reaches, there are a number of approaches to the healing process.
For example, when you bring in your child or your ward that is at early stage, that a simple withdrawal technique can do the magic, can help. And an individual, again, that is bringing his child or his ward at these last stages that I had mentioned, that treatment will definitely not be the same. The length of time, the length of recovery, the expenses, again, that the two families will incur will definitely not going to be the same.
While counseling serves in some cases, use of medication must be observed in other cases.
He can tell you that for him to stay awake, he must take this drug. Or for him to sleep, he must take this. Or for him to be, to be happy, to be active, he just needs to take it. That means it's a regular. The substance abuse has started forming in him that somehow he can't do without taking it. So there are people that maybe the relation notice that he's at that stage. They can bring him to us for counseling, for treatment. You will see that their own situation sometimes may not be all that difficult, because sometimes even a simple cold turkey approach, that is, you just keep the individual, don't allow him to have access to what he has been taking. To the substance. You will see that after some time, he will change.
There are instances when condition of an addict worsens and therefore requires a bigger remedy.
And you'll see that there are some, maybe if they are taking injectables, the substances that they will have to start injecting themselves for, you'll see that the vein that they have been using to inject this drug has already been damaged.
Okay.
For example, if they are taking it here, the place is already damaged completely. They can no longer take it. They will have to move on. There are times that you will see that all the hands, there's no visible vein where they can. For example, if an individual has been brought to us in a situation like that, you see that his treatment is entirely different, because even the somatic element now that's on him, that's the part of his body that is dead and what have you, you will have to see an expert in the hospital, either physician or a surgeon, that maybe they will have to perform surgery and remove certain things and what have you.
Experts believe that one thing remains crucial. Even after a successful rehabilitation process, victim has to be removed from the predisposing environment.
Unless you change the predisposing factor, that is what really pushes that individual into substance abuse. If you do not change it, you do not remove it from the environment,
still go back.
When he comes back home, he is still going to meet the same setting that he loved, and it is going to be the same thing.
Active sensitization program of Catch Them Young, such as this, is a good step at reducing tendencies of starting drugs right at the beginning.
Kanu, thank you for that in-depth, enlightening mini documentary. We're making inroads. We're learning that when we know better, we can often do better. Thank you for your messages. They are coming in. Someone is asking, how can diversional therapy help an addict? I'll take a few and then our guest will speak to the issues. Someone says, good morning, sir. Good morning, ma. Where can we have rehabilitation centers for such individuals who are into drug or any type of smoking addiction? Because I know many people that need our support, but we need to know where to take them to. If you know a few, you can please assist us with the addresses. These many residents are in the south region of our country and they need our help. Let us know who you are, please, and your specific location. Obute Joseph, thank you for your contribution. He said, I must thank NTA for this very important, critical discussion. My takeaway is that the individual must be willing to take wise counsel, and the support too should be free, so that they can be free of any and all addiction. Cletus is from Bayelsa. He says, yes, I liked what Wantana said. He said, one love indeed will keep us together. Frank Wheaty, thank you for reaching us. Frank says, I'm of the opinion that we should stop the discrimination. Discrimination can stop whoever needs support from seeking it, because he or she already knows what he's going to hear. Should they speak up, or should anyone around them know that they have a challenge? It says we're talking about staying together, and the first way to do this is to stand behind those who are facing such challenges. It says the division is too much. Okay, maybe I'll start from Sadato. Can we speak to some of the issues that were raised?
Yes, so just to talk about discrimination, like I will always say, it's important that, we keep creating awareness, supporting families that are going through this. I just watched, the last documentary talking about going to schools, making sure that, this, things are, taken there, let's talk about it, let's catch them young, very important. And of course, there are rehabilitation centers that I know of in Abuja, that are doing extremely well, so if you ask, I'm sure they can always get the details from you guys. Yeah, so there are rehabilitation centers, and of course there are other therapy sessions that can actually support an individual that is struggling with rehabilitation, with drug use. But most importantly, it's important to understand that family and that individual would have to work together, to acquire or get the exact results that they want. Because most times you find out that people who come for rehabilitation, struggle with their parents being part of it, maybe because of status, class and what have you.
So they judge them.
Exactly. And so they don't want to be in that space. They don't want to go through the therapy with the children and all of that. But it's important to, make sure that it's holistic. So I believe that if we put, things like this together, it will definitely work. And it's also important that we know that we shouldn't expect government to do everything for us, because most times we say NDLA should take the conversation to such places, but there are so many organizations that are doing this already. So I think we should always look at that aspect, and as individuals we can use our phones to tell stories. Our status can just be something that you write a day, and you might just be talking to someone. So yeah, we all can do our best to see how we support people that are struggling with drug use.
Good one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Indeed, it's just the addiction era. We are all involved. It's either you are fighting addiction, or you know someone who is fighting addiction, or you are able to identify someone who's not even your friend, who all of a sudden begins to behave in a certain way. So together we would win. Okay, let's
we have a new arrival and he's been warming up. Well, he's set to go, but we are told that first their profiles will be played. Wow, okay, so Romeo, okay, we have the profile. They don't want to hear profile, they are ready. Please take it away.
Let's go. That's the spirit. Situation. Let's go now. This is Antoma. This is Weekend Deal. Everybody got around. Come around now. We can deal, yeah. Hey, situation. What? Okay. All right now. Okay now. Let's go, everybody sing with me, yeah. Situation. Any people dying on the street, no food to eat. Hey! No matter what you're going through, please don't retreat. Hey! Many people dying on the street, no food to eat. Hey! No matter what you're going through, listen now. In this life, I don't see wahala. Them burn so hot like fire, but none don't make me to retire. Instead, then just to give me power. I know what it feels to live from hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck. The feeling you have is like Titanic, shipwreck to shipwreck. The people around say they will help you. They turn their backs on you. You're feeling so down, your burden is heavy. Listen, my people, every situation in your life, it's for a purpose. Keep your head high above the skies. Don't give up, my people. Situation. Many people dying on the street, no food to eat. Situation. No matter what you're going through, please don't retreat. Hey, many people dying on the street, no food to eat. No matter what you're doing, don't retreat. Don't retreat. I remember how I used to trek around town. I had no place to rest. Many people say I no go fit to make them because I know they do their best. But see me now, how God done bless me. Who jobless, no man can contest. Hey, hey, every situation in your life, it's for a purpose. Keep your head high above the skies. Don't give up. Hey, situation. Hey, this is weekend deal. Everybody come around. Hey, situation. Many people dying on the street, no food to eat. Hey, no matter the pain. Oh no. Hey, don't retreat. I said don't retreat. Tell your neighbor now. Hey, don't retreat. Hold on, say. Hold on, say, don't retreat. Hey, don't retreat. No matter what you're going through, hey, God's gonna see you through. Hey, dance and clap your hands. Come and clap, everybody come and clap, yeah. No matter what you're going through, come on, God's gonna see you through. Come on, dance and clap your hands. Come on, clap, yeah. Come on, clap, yeah. I got more shot, elema. No matter the situation, can they be shot, more shot. I don't know who would be shot, man, the song mountains of your world, like he did for the children of Israel on the path of feet, so you can get to the other side and be free. Men zakwala, kwala. Don't let them hold you down, bros. Situation, situation, situation. Woo! That's it.
Run me on fire. Benwe Rapkina, Vakwala, see Ekwala. Woo! Let's do this. That's my brother from Benue, and I am proud. Abba, let's. Romeo, well done.
Thank you very much.
Oh, that was beautiful, and that's how we do it on Weekend Deal. We
Okay, I'm told that
sax. Okay, so we're going to get. I mean, like I was saying, that's how we'll do it in Benue. I have to say it again, and we take it. We go strong or we go home. So our next profile is from our wonderful saxophone. Take it away.
For the saxophone.
Well done,
you know, when Romeo was busy preparing to come, this Austin set the ball rolling. Oh, in fact, we celebrate you, the saxophonist, okay? Romeo, and thank you. That was amazing. Well, our guests are here. We're talking about the addiction area. We have gone to the north, the east, the west, and the south. Let's bring it home. Earlier, Sadat, you said there are many rehab places in Abuja, but we do hope that number is also represented nationwide, because sometimes people may need to leave the comfort of their home or familiar surroundings to go to a place of treatment. So Abuja representing is good. We want that same thing to go nationwide. So let me talk with you. How well represented are these rehab places nationwide, do you think, in your own opinion?
Well, because of the evolving nature of the disorder, the medical personnel nationwide are putting on both private structures, public structures. The government are also, some states at their own level are doing their bit. The fact is, it's not enough compared to the humongous size of the problem at hand. We will need more of that to be able to cater for our teeming population that are into this very serious health needs. And let me quickly say that the way we wheeled out a lot of funds to support communicable diseases, this drug addiction and behavioral addictions are also aspects of health needs that we are calling on stakeholders, government, philanthropists to bring in their resources to support people, because this rehabilitation is not a tea party, it's capital intensive. I can tell you that it will take more than 1.2 to rehab, to a rehab.
1.2
million
coins.
1.2 million naira for admission deposit.
For one person?
For one person for rehabilitation for 3 months. And you likely spend 3 to 4 million for a session of rehabilitation. So this is because the whole process is rigorous. It involves a lot of personnel. It involves a lot of resources. Even at the private sector, they need to be able to meet up with the basic needs of the persons who are in the rehab. As such, it's quite capital intensive. That is where the government, the philanthropists, every stakeholders should come in, and we invest and create a sort of win-win affairs, so that if we look at it that it is a family affairs, but the ripple effect is a national affairs, because this affects the productivity of the youth, it affects the family setting, it affects the economy in the long run, and generally the society is tagged.
Even our value system.
Even our value system
is being eroded.
Because criminality and all what you can think of. So it is high time the government is doing what, like a platform like NTA. It's a government platform created for this awareness. It's one good way to go by, but we will need more of these rehab hospitals where this individual can walk in. Look, this is my problem. Resources to start helping such individual is available. Not a family probably that is struggling with 3 square meal and the son is into pentazocine addiction, because pentazocine is not expensive. He can afford it with 300 naira, and he has developed addiction. And then you are telling the father to go and pay 1.2 million or go to probably a government institution and pay 300,000 deposit for rehabilitation. That child would rather go roam on the streets.
Yeah, it's sad. It's the reality of where we are, and it is very sad. And I would like Dr. Sada to talk about something, because you see, the road to recovery is a long and tedious journey. And if you can help yourself not to embark on that journey, why not? So please talk about prevention again.
Yes.
As we close.
Yeah. So it's important that we keep creating awareness. It's important that we understand what happens to families and even the person struggling, which he mentioned, the social issues, the economic issues, the legal issues. It's important that we understand that, I mean, this can happen to anybody. So don't say it's this person's son. It's important that we understand that stigma is not going to support us, but it's just going to create more damage, because people will be hiding and doing all sorts. It's also important that we continue to look inwards. The people that are selling these things, something has to be done. To be honest, it's crazy. It's a lot. People are struggling. I know how many people we have supported from the street. Like you said, how many families have funds to support? So let's keep creating awareness. Government, as much as you bring out money to do other things, remember that it's a psychological mind of an individual that also adds to your GDP. So you must also see this as a critical issue. Otherwise, we will continue to struggle. So awareness, for me, I will always say, is very important. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much. We cannot overemphasize the need for prevention, which is safer, more long-lasting, cheaper than cure. Okay, could I take a few messages? And some are asking a few questions. Someone says They said cigarettes kill people, but why are many shops still selling cigarettes? Aliyah from Lagos says, I love what Madam Sadatu says. She's a doctor. And I love her speech, and she's quite an encouraging person.
Thank you.
Someone said, you are saying prevention is always better than cure. How can we manage the many challenges we are facing? People take this so they can feel good, so they can feel better, so they can have some time away from the existing problems at hand. Someone said, thank you, NTA, good job. This is one of the best topics I've ever listened to on this show. But I'm asking, can consumption of Coke be qualified as an addiction? Therefore, Joe. Okay, one more. Someone say, my name is Samuel. I'm addicted to alcohol. I need help, ma. So we blend the Coke. One person will take the Coke quickly. One minute, please. One person will blend the Coke response. Another one will say, I'm addicted to alcohol. What can I do? I need help.
Okay, just to Samuel, wherever you are, I am available. Please, you can contact me through them. I will render, that support that you need. I will do everything for free. So just, you can reach out to them.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay,
Yeah,
can Coke be you said
yes.
soda? Can sodas
Coke, most of the other soda drinks can be addicted, and this is because of the connectivity between the drink and what the individual feels in his mind and in the brain, often when he or she takes this drink. So yes, they are one of those things that one can be addicted to.
Okay. I want to thank you very much for coming on Weekend Deal today. Like someone just said, it's one of the best shows that they have watched on Weekend Deal. Imagine, with all the amazing things we have said, perhaps because one touches the core of the matter and is breaking that culture of silence. We thank you, Dr. Sadatu. We thank you, mental health nurse. Please continue to help and enable Nigerians. I remind them that family support is very, very critical. You're watching Weekend Deal. We've been talking expansively about the addiction era. We're not done. We'll take a break.